Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. On this Cricket Happening show, we'll be talking about India, who registered their first victory in the Test series and stopped South Africa in their tracks in this Test series. Not only that, they stopped South Africa from exacting sweet revenge on India for the 3-0 drubbing that they suffered back in India, as you would know, last year. So India stopped them, and India won the match by 63 runs. At one point of time, Amla and Edgar had put on a 100 runs partnership. It was looking like South Africa were definitely going to win the test, but Mohammad Shami came back with 5 wickets, and it was a real collapse as 7 wickets fell for 53 runs, and the South Africans were bowled out for 177, thus India winning by a margin of 63 runs, and the Test series ending with a 2-1 verdict. And this was the first time ever in Test history that 120 wickets were all gone in a 3-test series. It has never happened ever in Test history, and this was a new record that was set, where both the teams 60 wickets were taken, and for India it is a big high, because Indian bowlers have never taken 60 wickets in a 3-test series till now, and that is a sort of a real credit to the Indian bowlers to come and perform overseas. And I think I will say this particular series was a bowler series for sure. Well, and that is something. And also at the other end of the spectrum, where the tri-series final was being played between Sri Lanka and host Bangladesh, and host Bangladesh definitely put up a much better show than what they did previously, but the Sri Lankans proved too tough for them, even though Bangladesh restricted 221. And the feature of this tri-series final, where Sri Lanka actually going and winning against host Bangladesh, was the fact that a debutant pace bowler who was simply pushed into the firing line by the coach Chanduka Hatrasinghe, and he delivered. In fact, he took a hat-trick on his debut, and one has to really see what are the other records where a bowler has gone, and he's a fast bowler. Madhushanka, he took a hat-trick on his one-day international debut. And also, as far as other cricket happenings are concerned, today it's going to be the final one-day international of the series, which is going to be played between Australia and England. It is going to be played not at the Wacker in Perth, as you all know. It's going to be played over the Swan River in a new Perth stadium, a refurbished stadium. It's a brand new stadium. One does not know what to expect. There's no history there, and it's a brand new stadium where England and Australia will be locking horns in Perth. And as far as the final T20 is concerned, it's going to be played at the Mount Maungawenny, where it also will bring an end to this Pakistan tour of New Zealand. And Pakistan and New Zealand right now are locked at 1-1. Whoever wins the final T20 will be taking the T20 series. And Pakistan would definitely love to do that, because they suffered reverses in the Test and ODI series. But let's see who wins. Well, but first, definitely I'm going to talk about the game. The most of this cricket happening show will be occupying the final day's play again between India and South Africa at the Wanderers in Johannesburg, which continued to actually have the same problems that one was talking about yesterday, and that was the pitch playing truant, with the ball really shooting off a length. Ball moving, getting some movement in a very, very awkward fashion. And let's have a look at it as to what happened. And as far as South Africa were concerned, they started off with their pair of Edgar and Amla at the crease in the morning. And it was totally frustrating for the Indians that the breakthrough took a long time to come. And in fact, they already put up they had taken South Africa to lunch at 64 for 1, And even though the bowling was, I mean, as I said, the pitch was still behaving in a similar manner, there was not much that India could be really probably really pleased about, as India could not separate this this pair of Hashim Amla and Dean Elgar. Dean Elgar continued to be getting beaten outside his off stump, but he was very sure where his off stump was. And at the other end, Hashim Amla was also kept quiet, because it was only a matter of Dean Elgar and Hashim Amla trying to survive at the end, and that's what they precisely did. As Dean Elgar and Hashim Amla just took on, they took South Africa to lunch at 64 for no loss, and also it was a very good partnership, which definitely one thought the way this partnership was going with Dean Elgar and Hashim Amla. Hashim Amla at times used to play that favourite leg, but India also had a plan for him where they were trying to bowl him not on his legs, where he's very strong, but behind his legs. And Amla had to actually adjust his stroke as the ball was actually bouncing over waist high, and he got a lot of runs through that. As far as Dean Elgar was concerned, all through nudges and pushes, and finally, when the score was 124 for 1, it looked like South Africa were the ones who were really favourites here, and I'm sure the Indian bowling unit would have been frustrated. But then finally the wicket came. It was Ishan Sharma who provided that elusive breakthrough for India when Hashim Amla was a victim, as he was caught by trying to flick a delivery, definitely trying to play that favourite flick shot of his, but he could not keep it on the ground. It was all in the air, and they had a short mid-wicket in place. It was Hardik Pandya who pouched up the catch, and it was a good catch taken by Hardik Pandya, showing good reflexes. So and that was the first wicket. Hashim Amla was gone for 52 with 5 fours. India really heaved a sigh of relief with Hashim Amla. But after that, after this partnership, India only had joy and nothing but joy, as Jasprit Bumrah got a ball that no batsman could have played, because the ball absolutely, after pitching, just reared up from the good length spot, and A.B. de Villiers, before he could even withdraw his bat, the ball had actually struck the edge of the bat and carried on to Ajinkya Rahane in the slip. So he was gone for 6 with 1 boundary. And the next to go was du Plessis getting a delivery. It was a nip backer from Ishan Sharma, but really skidded down very, very low. Du Plessis could not keep it away as it went on to rattle the timber. So du Plessis was gone, bowled by Sharma for 2. And then Quinton de Kock, the very first ball that he received from Jasprit Bumrah now, he was a goner, and he showed that this was a very, very poor series for Quinton de Kock, as the ball first up, Quinton de Kock was a victim, as he shaped to actually try to play on the onside, but before that he was gone LBW for a blob. Vernon Philander came in to join Dean Elgar. Dean Elgar continued in the manner that he was the lone ranger for South Africa, and as far as Dean Elgar was there, South Africa definitely had hope. Vernon Philander was also a sort of a threat for India, because he had defied India in the past, but this was the time when the score read 145 for 5 when Quinton de Kock was gone. With only 12 runs added, Mohammad Shami was brought into the attack by Virat Kohli, and Mohammad Shami struck it by first clean bowling Vernon Philander for 10 with 1-4 with a beautiful Yorker, I suppose. Andy Fleckwayo was really put out of action right away, as Mohammad Shami clean bowled him for naught. And then the next to go, then Kumar came into the mix. It was Morkel. The next to go was Rabada, who fell a victim to the bowling of Kumar for naught. And then Monet Morkel was castled by Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami coming in and bowling a very good spell there, and Dean Elgar was watching it all at the other end. Lungi Gidi came. Lungi Gidi hit one powerful stroke down the ground for a boundary, but that was it. And then finally the India's victory call came when Lungi Gidi was caught by substitute Karthik behind the stumps, was deputizing for Parthiv Patel of the bowling of Mohammad Shami for 4, and that was it. and Dean Elgar carried his bat all through the innings, becoming the third South African to do so. As Dean Elgar, the Lone Ranger, I would say, what a knock. Really, one has to really doff our hats to Dean Elgar. Even though South Africa lost this particular test match, one would definitely love to doff the hat to Dean Elgar and say, take a bow on a very, very tricky and on a very treacherous pitch. Dean Elgar stood there like a rock with an unbeaten 86 with 9 fours and 1 6. A tremendous knock from Dean Elgar, which one would remember on a very, very tricky pitch at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. So 177 all out, and as I said, it was a collapse. In fact, one thought that 133 for 1, things were going South Africa's way. India never had a chance, and then finally the Indian bowlers coming into top gear here and bowling out the South Africans for 177, with India winning the third test match by 63 runs. As I said, stopping South Africa from exacting sweet revenge for the drubbing that they suffered against India, and India going 3-0. So congratulations to India, even though I thought, as I said, this is the first time ever in a 3-test history that the Indian bowlers have bowled out, have taken all the wickets of the opposition. So that's another one. And also in world cricket, in test history, it has never happened in a 3-test series that all the 60 wickets have fallen, and not 120, sorry, 120 wickets. So both the Indian and South African wickets have fallen in the series, and that is something which, as I said, I would be terming this particular series not a freedom series, but telling it it's a bowler series. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 18 overs, 1 run for 39. Look at Mohammad Shami, his best analysis in Test cricket. 12.3 overs, 2 maidens, 28 runs and 5 wickets. He broke the, he really at the end, he came in and picked up that important wicket of Vernon Philander, according to me. Bumrah, 21 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 57, did his job perfectly. Ishan Sharma did his job as well. 16 overs, 3 maidens, 231. Pandya, 6 overs, 1 maiden, none for 15. The player of the match going to Bhuvneshwar Kumar for not only doing it to the ball, also doing a great job with the bat as well. And Vernon Philander, another all-rounder, getting the player of the series for his exploits with both bat and ball in this test series. So congratulations to India, and also congratulations to South Africa for winning the series 2-1. So the focus shifts on from the test matches now to the one-day internationals that are coming up. Probably the first one-day international is coming up on Thursday. Now we shift over to the other end of the spectrum. As I said, we get into the subcontinent here, and we are talking about Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka in the Tri-Series final. I'm sure the one knew that Bangladesh are going to put up a much better show. There was no doubt about it, but they definitely did that. But again, the problem happened to be that Sri Lanka proved too good. So let's have a look at what happened here in the Tri-Nation finals, the Tri-Series final at Dhaka. So it all started off with Sri Lanka actually batting first. Let's have a look at who won the toss here. It would be probably crucial to see as to who won the toss here. Yes, the toss was won by Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka decided to bat first in this particular game. It all started off with the opener Upul Taranga and the other opening partner Danushka Gunatilaka opening the innings. In fact, Danushka Gunatilaka was an early goner, as Mehdi Hassan Miraz was given the ball. The right arm offie was given the ball by Mashrafe Murtaza to start proceedings, and he immediately got the wicket of Danushka Gunatilaka for 6 of 11 balls with 1-4. Kushal Mendes came in, and what a cameo he played. He decided that he's not going to be the one who is going to be watching Mehdi Hassan Miraz really dominate proceedings, and he decided to really give him a real bashing, as he started hitting him. He hit him for 3 sixes and a 4 in a single over, taking 22 runs of that over, and they were all supreme strokes that Kushal Mendes played. Even in that short stay of his, he really lifted the tempo of the Sri Lankan innings with a knock of 28 of just 9 deliveries, which included 3 sixes and 2 fours, before Mashrafe Murtaza nailed him when he went for the pull shot. Mahmudullah took the catch. Dikwala came in and joined Taranga. Taranga was the sort of playing the sheet anchor role for the Sri Lankans. At the other end, Narashan Dikwala, normally, as you know, Narashan Dikwala likes to get on with the game. But today, going as per the situation, he decided to stay put at the crease and give some support to Taranga, and that happened to be something which was a really good thing, because Sri Lanka got to recover from the early blows, and then finally Dikwala was dismissed when Mohammad Saifuddin picked up his maiden ODI wicket by getting rid of Dikwala for 42 or 57 deliveries, 4 fours. And then Chandimal came in to join Upul Taranga. But Upul Taranga and Chandimal, when Upul Taranga and Chandimal were there was a bit of a lull in the proceedings, with runs not really coming up at any quick clip, and both were very, very cautious. They were just prolonging the innings along as that was going on. But then finally, the wicket of Upul Taranga fell when Taranga was a victim, when Mustafizur Rahman clean bowled Upul Taranga for 56 with 5 boundaries of 99 deliveries. Chandimal was the other highest scorer with 45 of 74 deliveries. He stonewalled 1-6. But after that, after the dismissal of Chandimal and Upul Taranga, the Bangladesh, I thought, not even Chandimal, after Upul Taranga, they got back into the game with the dangerous player Tisra Pereira for a change. Actually dismissed very quickly. Rubel Hussain was the bowler, picked up his wicket. He got rid of Tisra Pereira, and that was a big wicket for them, which should have definitely stopped Sri Lanka from mounting a huge total. Ashila Gunaratne ended the ODI series with a real whimper, I would say, as he was LBW bowled Rubel Hussain for 6, and having a very, very bad series for Ashila Gunaratne. Akil Dhananjaya was a victim of the Mushfiqur Rahim delivery, 17 of 16, 1-4, 1-6. Madhushanka was making his debut. In fact, Hatra Singhe pushing Madhushanka into the mix today. Was bowled by Rubel Hussain for 7 of 6 balls with 1-4. Lakmal was run out on 2. Chamira was not out on 1. And the Sri Lankans were, as I said, there was some good bowling which was coming from Mashrafe Murtaza, Mustafizur Rahim in the death overs, which really restricted the Sri Lankans to 221. Mehdi Hasan Miraj, 10 overs, 1 for 53. Mashrafe Murtaza, 1 for 35 of 7. Mustafizur Rahman, as usual, continuing his economical spell, 10 overs, no made in 229. Mahmudullah, 4 overs, none for 18. Mohammad Saifuddin, 4 overs, 1 for 15. Looked impressive on his one-day international debut. Shakib Al Hasan, 5 overs, none for 20. Rubel Hussain was the main wicket taker, 10 overs, no made in 4 for 46. As far as Bangladesh were concerned, they were given a target of 222 runs to actually go and win the match, and it never happened. In fact, it was Chamira provided them the quick breakthrough when he got the important wicket of Tamim Iqbal for 3 of 18 balls. So it was a real sort of a scratching around going on for the Bangladeshi batsman there. And there was a brilliant run out when Mohammad Mithun, who was opening the innings today, was run out brilliantly by Pereira for 10 of 27 balls with 1-6. Sabir Rahman came as one drop for a change because Shakib Al Hasan, who injured his hand, and that was a big blow for Bangladesh, according to me, that they could not. I thought he makes a real big difference, no doubt about it, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and Shakib Al Hasan could not take any further part in the match. He had to retire hurt, which was pretty sad. Sabir Rahman was out for 2 to the bowling of Chamira. Mushfiqur Rahim contributed 22 of 40. The only man who really kept the flag flying for Bangladesh was none other than Mahmudullah, who finally got his bearings right in this ODI series. But one would have loved Mahmudullah to take them to victory, but it never happened. After Mehdi Hasan Miraj was caught on balls, Dhananjaya for 5, Mohammad Saifuddin was run out. And that was the time the score read at 141 for 7 in the 40th over, but Bangladesh still had hope. Even though the tailenders were there, it was Mahmudullah at the track, and Mahmudullah, what an innings he played. But that was the time the young pacer Madhushanka, who was thrust into the firing line today, struck by completing the match in a trice, I would say, as he picked up a hat-trick, and he became the I think the first Sri Lankan pace bowler to pick up a hat-trick here in ODIs. What a debut for him, picking up a hat-trick. And I thought he was very impressive at all. It was quite pacey. In fact, he picked up the first wicket when Mashrafe Murtaza hit a full toss to Mendes. That was the first wicket. of his fifth delivery, and in the final delivery he also picked up Rubail Hussain, who was clean bowled by Madhushanka, and then Mahmudullah, the big wicket went when Madhushanka forced Mahmudullah to play a stroke. He was gone for 76 of 92 deliveries, 6 fours and 3 sixes, and that was all over. 142 all out for Bangladesh, and the Sri Lankans were the victors. Sri Lankans were the proud holders of the Tri-Series trophy. Lakmal, 9 overs, 2 minutes, none for 29, did his job perfectly. Shamira, 8 overs, 1 minute, 2 for 17, was very impressive. Pereira, none for 31. Madhushanka on his debut, taking a hat-trick. 6.1 overs, 1 minute, 26 runs and 3 wickets. Dhananjaya, 9 overs, 2 for 30. Gunatilaka, 2 overs, 1 minute for 4. The man of the match going to Upul Taranga, and the player of the series, it was without a shadow of a doubt, it was Tisra Pereira. Well, dear fans and subscribers, unfortunately, I've been left with very little time here to dwell on anything on this cricket show. Unfortunately, there won't be any previews of the Australia-England final ODI clash, which is coming up at the brand new stadium in Perth, which is going to be along the Swan River, where it is going to be played. And one is really waiting to watch. There's a lot of talk going on that this is a really a brand new, beautiful stadium, and one is waiting to watch it. So one does not know the history, one does not know what is in store, but we are all there, and only when England and Australia start playing there, that is the time we will know how the pitch is going to behave. Now also, as I said, the final T20 coming up between New Zealand and Pakistan, which will decide as to who will take the T20 trophy. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it's always been a pleasure talking to you on this cricket show. Hope you all like this cricket show of mine. This is time for me to sign off for the day. Thank you.